What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and on a recent Metrolink trip to El Monte to do some episodes, I noticed these lion figures on top of the shade structures for people waiting for the train. I thought that was cool, but I knew there had to be a reason, so I wanted to know why. I did some research and found out that this is a tribute to one of the most unique and fascinating tidbits in Southern California history, because right here in El Monte was LA's biggest tourist attraction, a lion farm. What? Let's get into it. Step off the Metrolink train and you're greeted by these lion silhouettes on top of these structures. This is a tribute to a roaring chapter of local history. Just a short walk from this busy transit hub stood one of Southern California's most unique and fascinating attractions, Gay's Lions Farm. Let's check it out. Gay's Lions Farm was more than a unique curiosity. In fact, it was the only lion farm in the entire world at the time. And it was the brainchild of Charles and Muriel Gay, a husband and wife team of former circus performers who initially opened an attraction with 3 lions in 1919 in MacArthur Park. They initially used that space to train lions that they could rent out to the Hollywood studios for use in movies. But soon, the duo needed more space. They found more space right here in El Monte, where this lion statue now commemorates the spot where they opened the farm to the public on July 1st, 1925. Gay's Lions Farm at the time was a sprawling 5-acre compound dedicated to the breeding, training, and exhibition of these beautiful African lions. The farm quickly became a beloved destination, crowded with guests both outside and sometimes inside the lion cages. Visitors marveled not just at the lions, but at the African-inspired thatched roof architecture and U-shaped compound. Charles Gay himself performed daring lion taming acts in the Central Arena, captivating crowds with his mastery over these majestic beasts. But mostly it was the lions that they marveled at. At one point, there were more than 200 inside the lion farm. Wow. And the lions were deeply embedded into the fabric of the El Monte community. The local high school adopted the nickname Lions, and the Gays even provided a live lion mascot named Elmo for football games. The farm hosted civic events and even sponsored Rose Bowl floats, making it a legitimate cultural landmark. And again, lions were more commonplace than you think in early cinema, as the Gays continued a robust business of renting out these animals for early Hollywood films. But despite the success and popularity of Gay's Lions Farm, it faced an abrupt end in 1942. The outbreak of World War II brought wartime rationing, particularly of the meat needed to feed the lions. Initially, the Gays announced a temporary closure, and they loaned their lions to public zoos with the hope of reopening after the war. Now, unfortunately, Charles Gay's declining health prevented a comeback, and the farm never reopened. By 1949, the property was sold, and the site was eventually paved over in 1954 to make way for the 10 freeway. So what happened to these magnificent lions of Gay's Lions Farm? Well, most were transferred to the zoos and other facilities, continuing their lives away from the farm. The roar of the lions was replaced by the roar of traffic, but the legacy still remains alive here in El Monte. If you want to explore this wild piece of Southern California history, take the Metrolink to El Monte Station. From there, you're just steps away from a place where lions once ruled and where the spirit of adventure and community still roars on. All right, LA, it's been a minute.